But last time, you and I were hosting the show in December, the Johnner brothers were playing a charity event in Regina, and you're like, well, I know Brad. We grew up together. Same. We got him on the show, and we found out that back in the day, 980 CKRM had a talent contest in the late 80s. He ended up winning it, and that's what put him on the path to stardom, and the Johnner brothers, and we know it. So we wanted to get him back because their summer schedule is out, and we have a few questions. So on the Western Pizza guest hotline, making a return appearance to the show, ladies and gentlemen, Brad Johnner joining the SportsCage. Brad, how are you?
Second time on the show. I'm excited.
I'm happy you didn't block our number.
No, hold on. It took about a day and a half to get a text back. I know you're a busy guy, but I was like, really? Was it that bad in December that he's not going to text back? But you did, and thank you. We really appreciate it.
Relaxing at the cabin.
Okay. With the Stanley Cup Finals on, let's talk hockey. Let's say if the Saskatchewan Roughrider gear is the most worn sports gear at a Johnner Brothers show, would the number 2 sports gear being worn at a Johnner show, would it be Oilers stuff? Is that what you've seen over the years? Yeah?
It would be this year.
Okay.
Yeah,
like
for
that's
sure.
Saskatchewan formal wear? Like you wear either Riders stuff or Oilers stuff if you're coming to a Johnner show?
Well, yeah, we have to support the Oilers if we don't have a team here. So, yeah, it's good.
All right. Okay, so you're obviously you're cheering for Edmonton to win, correct? I would assume, right?
Of course. It's great hockey, too.
I'm keeping on the vein of sports for a second. So you, Brad, and your brother Ken, right? You guys did the halftime show at the Grey Cup in Regina, if I'm not mistaken, in 2005. Have you done any other sporting events? Like, would you want to play Stanley Cup or anything like that?
Oh, World Junior Hockey, I did sing for them a few times. Canada Summer Games, performed for them one time. But I don't know if I've ever actually sang, like maybe O Canada or something, at an NHL game. I've sang at lots of ball games, and I've sang at some football games and rodeos and different things like that, but never an NHL game.
Well, Brett Kissel.
So, yeah, if the Oilers called me, I would go over there and sing O Canada for them.
But look at Brett.
I'd sing the U.S. anthem, too. I'd have to learn it, but I'd sing it.
But Brett Kissel sang it a few years ago, and then they lost, and they won't let Brett Kissel back. Like, the fans revolted on social media. So, Brad, as long as they win, it's good.
That's the challenge all the time.
I know. We were looking at some of the summer dates that you guys have planned. And is there a place in Saskatchewan you haven't played?
No.
Because we'll get to that in a sec. So next Friday at the Alex Dillabaugh in Battleford. So what's going on there? Is that a rodeo?
It is a fundraiser for the Battleford Humane Society. So they're having a fundraiser and a concert, and we'll be out there. And I'm kind of excited because two of my boys are out on cruises right now. And my son Quinn, who's been gone for the last 10 months, well, he's been gone for 5 years, but he comes home every once in a while. But he's coming home on Sunday, so he'll be at that show. So 3 of my boys will be at that show, plus a young guy, Tyler, who plays drums with us, who's filling in for our other son, Matt, who's on a cruise ship up by Alaska right now. So we'll have 3 of the boys and Ken and I, and we're looking forward to playing some music that we probably haven't played for in a while because Quinn does a lot of music, and my son Luke plays a lot of songs as well. So we'll pull some out of the hat that night. It'll be fun.
All right. Brad Johnner is joining us on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. Wednesday, June 25th, you're at the National Simmental Conference in Weyburn. Now, Dave, hear me out on this. It's a tough economy. The price of everything is through the roof. Would Brad Johnner negotiate a cow in exchange for cash payment because of the price of beef these days? Listen, you fill a freezer, that's like a brick of gold these days, when you're playing a bunch of cattle farmers. Well, how's that show going to be?
Oh, it's going to be great. It's the Junior Simmons Hall Association, so it's all the young folks from across Canada that are going to have this national conference in Weyburn. So, I mean, we haven't been down to Weyburn to play for quite some time, and that's kind of home turf for us as well. So it'll be good to get back there.
I know it's not the Spring Fling Cabaret, having said that, but in all honesty and seriousness, it's remarkable the way that you and Ken and the band and your boys give back to communities to help them. And again, the 3 shows we just talked about, right, are all fundraisers for various community groups. That, you don't get enough props for that. Again, we all get a chance to see you and the work that you do on Telemiracle, but it's kind of a 365-day-a-year thing for you guys, isn't it, giving back?
Oh, well, we never stop. Like, we're playing from New Year's Eve right through until the next New Year's Eve. So it doesn't matter where we go. Like this year, we're playing from, a lot around Saskatchewan, but we're also out in Alberta. We're at the Calgary Stampede. We're out at Flats Fest out in Canal Flats, BC this summer as well. And so we get around, and we don't care where we play. We'll play everywhere and anywhere.
All right.
People are people wherever you go, so it doesn't matter where you go.
Yeah, true.
We're all good.
So Dave, listen to this. Now, Brad, maybe in the younger days when you guys were kids, you can handle this because you talk about playing 3 games in 4 nights. So on the 25th, Weyburn, Saturday the 28th in Torquay at the Centennial Celebration, Sunday the 29th at the Living Skies Festival in Humboldt, then July 1st, Canada Day in the Park in Werman. Wow. Are you like going to have IVs hooked up? Like, how is this situation going to work? That's
hey,
a lot of shows
not that old.
in not a lot of days.
I'm not even 60 yet. Come on, man. My brother, and that's a different story, but he's got more energy than me. But the boys keep us hopping. So that's I'm glad to be playing with all these young guys because they're full of piss and vinegar, and they want to get out there and play. And I mean, I just love going out with those young guys. They're great players, and we get along really good, and we travel well together. And so 4 shows in a row like that, that's not a problem.
All right, so the show that piqued my curiosity, Tuesday, July the 8th, Ranchman's Stampede Tent in Calgary. You're ever going to go to Calgary? Might as well go during Stampede. But on the poster I saw on social media, because I follow you guys, it said free mullets. Now, is the mullet situation, is that a demand of the band, or do they come to you and say, hey, can we do free mullet haircuts while you guys are playing? Like, where does that all come from?
It's funny because my youngest boy plays with a couple of bands out of Calgary, and he plays at the Ranchman's quite often. And we went out there to watch him play one time, and I saw Wendy Daniels. And Wendy's been booking the Ranchman's for 40 years. And I saw her there, so I went and chatted with her, and she said, hey, I heard your new single, Bring Back the Mullet. And she said, that was really good. And she said, we should get you out here sometime. And so I said, sure, whenever. And she said, how about Stampede? And I said, well, sure. And she said, and would you be okay if we offered free mullets to the crowd? And I said, perfect. That'd be awesome. So that's what they're doing. You can get a free mullet if you want one. And I tell you, I was at a hockey game that the Blades were playing last year. And I looked out in the audience, and there was more mullets than I could count. So I thought that was one more reason we should put that song out. And it gets a great response.
Out of all the things you can do in a bar after about 5 or 6 beer, I don't know if haircut was on my bingo card as things that you want to like. Now, are you only allowed to get the free mullet as long as the set is going, as long as the Johners are on stage playing? Like, what if there's a giant lineup? Does that mean you guys have to play deep into the catalog?
They'll be going all night, I imagine. It's a huge tent that they put in the parking lot behind the Ranchman, so I think there's 1,000 people in there or something. So, yeah, there might be a lineup for mullets. You never know. Girls and boys.
Wow. That's a lot of consideration right there. Wow. The one thing, I know you're extremely proud of your boys because they are so talented, as is your whole family. But can you put me what it's like after a show with the family? Like, so I'm a hockey dad, right? So our hockey game is done, and I'm going and I'm talking to my son about, you should have been a little higher in that face-off, or why didn't you shoot in this instance? When you're leaving a show or something with your boys, are you like, you're a little flat in that second verse? Like, what's that dynamic after a show like?
No, my boys are actually way better than Kenny and I, so they put us to shame, so that's why we hang out with them. No, they do really well, and we just kind of usually hang out. And if we can find a place to have a cold beer after a show, that's what we do. And we just talk about the show in general and how well it went. And there might be a few things that we want to change next time, or add to it, or maybe something that just came up that one time in the show, and then we said, hey, that worked really well, let's do that again. Just stuff like that.
When we started the interview, I had asked, have you played everywhere in Saskatchewan? And the reason why, and Dave, I'm full transparency, I had no idea where Stenen, Saskatchewan was until I Googled it about an hour ago. And I'm from Saskie, right? I just have never happened to been. It's northeast of Regina. You're playing there on Saturday, July 19th at a place called Rawhides. Brad Johnner, do you know that the population of Stenen, Saskatchewan, at last census in 2016, there's only 90 people that live there. So is everybody in town coming to the show? Because that's probably one of the smaller venues you might be playing this summer.
No, it's actually not. This is the third time I've played there. And
what?
Yeah, there's this farmer from around there. He pretty much bought the whole town. And he built the most incredible restaurant bar. It looks like when you go in there, it looks like you got to check it out. Everybody has to go there for supper at least one time in their life. It looks like you're in Texas when you're there. It's these huge oak beams and high ceilings, and it's built in a square. And in the middle of the square is a courtyard, and they put about 400 people in there. And that weekend that we play there is a big car show in town, and people from all over Saskatchewan come there for this car show, and then they come to the show that night, and it is the most fun. It's one of my favorite places to play in Saskatchewan.
Wow, hearing that story.
The place is called Rawhides. Yeah. Dave.
Yeah, check it out.
Well, hearing that story, I didn't think that you could break the farmer's back. But then again, when it's a small town Saturday night, you just want to go out because there's only 10 more miles till Saturday night with your brother and you.
That's exactly it. The story of my life.
Oh, Dave. Okay, I got nothing to say after that because Dave combined the whole catalog into 15 seconds there of Brad, we always appreciate it. You have our number. We have yours. Anything you guys are doing, summer, need a boost, need set list suggestions, call us, come on the stream. Anything comes up. Hey, when you're doing the free mullet haircut thing at Stampede, please put that up on your social media so us Saskie fans can absorb the vibes that day in the Stampede tent. We don't want the smell. We know what that tent's going to smell like. We just want the vibes of what that tent is going to be like.
Well, I can't wait for you guys to. We have a new single coming out in about a week here. It's called "The Flatlands," and it's about the prairies, and it's a epic cowboy song. So I can't wait for you guys to hear it, and I want to hear your thoughts on it.
All right, it's Brad.
We'll dedicate it to
Stenen.
Yeah, for sure.
Western Pizza.